What is the rhetorical situation? Rhetorical situation. So, the rhetorical situation is a key part of rhetoric that is made up of five aspects that you'll want to know for any piece of rhetoric. So, it'll help you analyze a piece of rhetoric, learn why it was made, and glean into the details of its makings. All right, so the first key part of the rhetorical situation is the exigence. The exigence. So the exigence is basically the problem with the current situation that rhetoric is used to solve. So problem to solve with rhetoric. So this is usually a urgent issue that needs to be addressed that the speaker or rhetorician is trying to solve with the piece of rhetoric. Next, we have audience. Audience. So the audience is who is this argument being expressed to, and the who is very important. For example, when you're writing a formal email to your teacher to ask them for something, you don't talk the same way as you would talk to your friends in a text right after. Even if all other factors remain the same, as long as the audience changes, the piece of rhetoric can also change greatly. Next is the context. Context. So the context is what time slash place is this argument made. So in simpler terms, it is the setting of the argument. Now, context impacts rhetoric because, for example, when there is a school shooting, people will be more likely to listen to arguments about gun control laws. Context primarily impacts people's sense of pathos, their emotion sense. So it will bring an issue to the forefront of their mind. For example, in the COVID-19 pandemic, if someone brings up a healthcare issue, they're more likely to gain exposure than if they were to bring up a gun control issue during the pandemic. Next, purpose. So, purpose is usually confused with the final term for this, the message. The purpose is usually just very simple. For example, to entertain or to inform. So, while the purpose is usually something similar to this, it is obviously much more nuanced than that. However, for the basic understanding of the rhetorical situation, it is important to know just this part. Next is the message or the general overview. So, for the message, you want to think of what do they want us to know? Message, key takeaway. For example, back to our example about school shooting. After a school shooting drill, they'll give an excellent piece of rhetorical argument. Now, what the message will be is what they want you to take away. For example, the key takeaway would be that they want stronger gun control laws. The message usually is embedded with a call to action. The call to action is when and the rhetorician is making you, well, not making you, but like recommending that you do something. For example, go out and vote or pressure the politicians to make gun control laws. This is the message. All right, so now you know the rhetorical situation. It is the exigent. What is the problem? It is the audience. Who will this piece of rhetoric be delivered to? It is the context or the setting. It is the purpose. What is the author trying to do? And it is the message, the key takeaway. All of this comes together to form one whole piece of rhetoric.